Welcome everyone, my name is Aaron Sloan. I'm the owner of the Engine Room Boxing Gym here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is David Perez, he's one of our professional fighters and coaches. Today we're going to learn how to properly hit a heavy bag. So the purpose of the heavy bag is going to be to build our distance, our power, and our balance. It's obviously going to build strength because we're going to be punching it hard as we progress. Right now we're just going to kind of focus on punching the skin of the bag and make sure our technique's proper before we start building a lot of strength and improper punches. So one of the biggest things that people make when they start off is that they're just learning boxing, their technique has flaws in it, they're throwing their jab a little wrong, they're throwing their right hand a little wrong, and then they come and hit this bag as hard as they can. So they're training all of those wrong punches to build strength and muscles to where it's going to be harder to overcome that later on when we start trying to fine-tune that technique. So we don't need to worry about punching super hard right now, just good crisp shots, good technique. So David's going to line up in his boxing stance on the heavy bag, and he's going to set it off with just his straight punches that we know so far, the jab and the right hand, and he's just going to box kind of natural with that. It's random movement, he's working the jab, he's working the jab, he's setting up for the right hand. You can see the bag kind of swung toward him, and when it came toward him, he just moved back away from it when he wanted to disengage. Now he's going to start moving around the bag and circling it, being sure not to cross his feet. Landing the right hands when he wants. He threw it to the body, threw it to the head. The hook we don't know yet, so we'll work that in later on. Time. So, as far as bags are concerned, other than the punch mitts, the heavy bag represents an opponent, the closest thing to an opponent that we have. It's the closest thing to the body weight of an opponent that we have. It's just not as precise as what the punch mitts would be. But when you're hitting this bag, you have to treat it like an opponent. You don't want to be in here punching this bag, and when you get tired and you want to relax and rest, that you just stand here with your hands down. This guy's an opponent. If you treat him like one, that means he would be punching you in the face, or he'd be hitting you while you're standing here with your hands down. So if you're going to relax off this bag, you're going to have to move back out of range to where you can't hit him and he couldn't hit you if you want to relax your hands at all or take yourself off. If you step inside here, you're punching him, he's punching you. Always think of this guy like an opponent the whole time you box it, and you'll save yourself the trouble of getting into a lot of bad technique.